Welcome back to another Sunday episode of Mystery Garage. For those that are new to the channel, welcome and thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Each and every week, we release 2 episodes a week where we get to work on projects just like these. On Wednesdays, we release project episodes on what we call affectionately known as Project Stepchild. And every Sunday, we release an episode where we get to work on other things. So if you really want to see a project from start to finish, check out our Wednesday episodes. Then every Sunday, you're going to find something a little fresh. Today, Sunday, we're going to get to work on our Project Jetta here. Got some things in store for that, so let's get started. So like I've said before, I've been having fun driving this thing around, but right now, my main focus is kind of to improve this car's aesthetics. One of the biggest things that I have a bit of a problem with is you can see down along the rocker here, there's some rust. So I thought in today's episode, we'll kind of tackle that. We're not doing a full rip down or cut out of any stuff where we're welding any new metal in or anything like that. We're just gonna do a surface rust treatment. Now I can imagine a lot of you guys watching this channel probably have something similar on your car, so I'll show you what I'm gonna do to make this all go away. Because rust is also pretty boring, I have these to install, but before we get to installing these, we need to do something about these wheels. Now, thinking about it, I wanted to keep this car a project under a budget. You know, we've done a budget job on the bumper, we're gonna do a budget job on the rear bumper as well. I'm also gonna budget show you how to repair rust along the rocker of the car. So in that fashion, we need to come up with a budget set of wheels. Now that being said, I have these. These came on one of my other project cars, my Volkswagen truck, affectionately known in the UK as a Volkswagen Caddy. These are Audi wheels. Now I got some flack in that episode for making fun of these wheels because I called them fake splits. They are indeed fake splits. And I'll explain what I mean by that. These are Audi wheels. They're true Audi wheels made by Speedline, but in actual reality, what we have here is a one-piece wheel with fake bolts. Now you can see I've pulled out 3 of them just to test if I can pull them out. They are friction fit, but they're not true bolts. They're aluminum little studs. When you can see, hopefully that'll focus a little bit, you can see they're just friction fit. They're not actually real. This wheel doesn't actually come apart. I'm not a big fan of fake splits because they give you the impression that they're true split wheels, but they don't actually come apart. So those who don't know, real split wheels, this lip will come off if it's a 2-piece. If it's a 3-piece, the lip, the barrel, and the face will all come apart, as in my RS's. But in this case, I have these wheels, and they do have some clear coat peeling, and I thought in today's episode, what we can do is an at-home refinish. I've never done something like this before. Since I had these wheels, I really like the tire size and the fitment. One of the unfortunate parts is they are 4x108 as they were in the early Audis. Just for everybody knows, this came from an Audi 80, or these came from an Audi 80, obviously with different tire specs, but because they're 4x108, I need 4x108 or 4x100 to 4x108 hub spacers as well as adapters in one piece. Now what that does for this car is actually sets up a pretty aggressive wheel stance, and I thought that would look pretty cool on our Jetta here. So in today's episode, we're gonna fix that rust along the rockers on both sides of the car. We're gonna take care of these wheels and hopefully do a little cleanup on them. I think that'll be a lot of fun, as well as I got some other little treats to throw in the car as well. So what I have here is what is kind of famous in the Volkswagen world is a golf ball shift knob in 5-speed for the car. I'm missing a switch on the dash, so I got a block off plate for that. I got a real OEM radio delete panel, as well as a cool new steering wheel and a 5-speed short throw shift kit. So I thought we could throw that on while we wait. This episode is going to have a little bit of waiting for me to do, since we're going to be waiting for a lot of the paint to cure on the side, as well as waiting for the stripper to work on those wheels. I thought while I would wait, I can throw some of those new treats on the car and we can have some fun with that. So let's get to work. All right, so a little update. I applied the stripper. Now remember, this is a budget deal. I should also say I've never done this before, so I chose not to remove the tires. Maybe when you're using stripper, you should probably remove the tires, is my guess. But the real reason why I decided to strip these wheels is the ugliest part of the wheel, without question, is these lips. They have peeling clear on it. So you can see I've applied it and it's starting to work. It's starting to lift some of that clear. But in order to get a good smooth paint on top of it, you need that clear to be gone. You can see that. So I'm hoping this stripper is going to remove most of that so I don't have to spend hours and hours trying to sand that clear off. Again, we're just going for, you know, a nicer looking wheel. And again, I didn't remove the bolts. Can't remember if I mentioned that in an earlier episode, but they're just earlier part of this episode, they're just press fit in. And I tried to remove, I actually got, which wheel is it? This one right here. I got 3 of them out, but then I started to try other ones and I was actually damaging the look of the bolt trying to pull them out, and I didn't really want to do that. So I decided just to leave them in. I don't think at the end of the day it's gonna make that much of a difference. It would be nice and easy if there was no bolt heads on here, but because of the way the design of them pushed in, I can't pull them out from the other side. And because they're press fit, when you get really aggressive, these are really soft aluminum. You can actually damage the bolt. I kind of damaged that one trying to get it out. So I decided just to leave it. Now again, I was very careful not to get any stripper on the tire itself, but we'll let that sit for a while and see how well that strips. In the meantime, I'm gonna start getting to work on the side of the car. I'm gonna lift it up first. I'll show you what we're looking at here. So it's just a lot of surface rust like this. Now it looks bad because it hasn't been touched before, but when we clean it up, that should clean up pretty well. I'm going to start by removing this little strip, but first I'm actually going to jack the car up just to make it a little bit easier to work on. And then we're going to address all of these little spots. All right, let's get the car in the air. There we are, car's in the air. Got the very lowest part of the trim off and then taped up the mid trim. You can see there. Now, focus on these wheels. So, off camera, I actually did a quick check with the scraper and realized that I needed to have more on. So I quickly scraped each wheel very lightly and then threw a whole bunch more stripper on. So now I've let it sit for probably 20-25 minutes, and you can see that it's really starting to lift. I didn't see enough lift on the first application, so now when I scratch it, you can see it's kind of all lifting off. So I hope that's good enough. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and scrape all these wheels, and then I'm going to wash them off with water, and then we will come back and see the condition I hope this is gonna work. I was a little bit worried this is gonna make a huge mess of the wheels, but let's see what we can do. So I ran into a problem. So this particular wheel is coming out pretty good. We're getting a lot of that, or all of that clear coat peeled off. We took most of the paint off. What's left here, I believe, is a wheel primer. So this is gonna have to be stripped again. Also, doing this wheel properly is gonna take some time, and I wanna do this right. So trying to rush it in today's episode may not be the way to go. I still gotta clean these. Still got the car to take care of. Still want to throw on these bits that we got over here. So with all that in play, I think I'm going to leave these wheels for a later day. I'm going to finish cleaning up these ones. I want to look into actually finding another set of bolts. Maybe not these ones. I don't know. I haven't decided. I'm having a hard time getting it real clean in there. I know it's hard to focus on, but it says speed line around each of these bolts. It would be cool to keep them, but cleaning them is going to be a real pain. There is the option of pulling them all out and filling these holes. I mean, they're not real splits anyway. What difference does it really make? But I don't know. I'm at a loss and I want to do this right, so I'm going to take some time to think about it. I think what we're going to do is come back to these wheels later on. So let's leave these for now. I'm gonna clean these off camera, then we're gonna get back to work on the car. If you guys have any comments, anything you want to say about these wheels, or anything you think can help, by all means. All right, so I'm back. I did some soul searching while cleaning these wheels, and I'm a pretty stubborn guy. I hate to fail, and I don't like to quit either. So what I'm actually gonna do is, I'm pretty happy with how far these have come, and I think I'm getting lost in the fact that I've only given it, really one solid opportunity with the stripper. So I think what I'm going to do is, because I'm going to start working on the car right now, while these wheels sit, they might as well sit with stripper on them. So I'm going to give it another chance to strip one more time and see if that makes it a whole lot easier. And then we'll get back to working on the car. Oh man, am I ever having a day today? Does anybody else have my problem? Don't make this a project car. Don't make it a project car. Don't make it a project car. Boom. Project car. And if that isn't bad enough, the next level of stripper didn't even do anything. Oh man, on top of that, gotta sit out in the rain. It's pouring rain now, just to get these friggin' things clean. What a disaster this episode's turned into. But we'll power through it. right, update time. So the day got away from me. Let's go over here first, actually. Got all the wheels cleaned up as best I could. Let them dry for now, and then we're gonna have to clean up the faces with some sandpaper to get off that primer. But I'm pretty happy with how the bolts came out, actually. And I'm also pretty happy with kind of the lips. There's no clear on them anymore. That sort of stuff, so everything's looking pretty good. As far as the car goes, as you saw, I stripped and then covered any rust spots with the POR. So we'll let that dry overnight. I'll show you the other side as well. So again, same thing with this side. What took up most of my day today was rebuilding this inner. You saw where the rust hole was. I've actually got that now to go over top once the inner dries. So there's a lot of little fabrication in that spot there to get all the inside rust all fixed. Oh man. Well, just some days you have days like this, I guess. You know, I was hoping this car wouldn't have any serious rust. You know, it could be worse, to be honest with you. So now that it's all fixed and we get the new part welded on top, we should be good to go. Everything else checked out pretty well, so I don't have a whole lot of other issues there. Okay, so we'll let this dry overnight, and we'll get back to tackling it another day this week. All right, quick update time again. Yesterday after work, late at night, I replaced this part of the metal, and I'll show you right here a picture. And then I went ahead and POR'd it. So now we're almost ready to go. What I need to do now is, one last thing too. I was able to do this in all metal, so there's actually no need for filler here, which is nice. Then I just painted over it. And now we're gonna tape everything off and get ready to spray. All right, so here's another update. So we have, what I did was I rocker guarded the bottom and then I primed it, which is what you saw. So a lot of people in my last episode when I did the floor on this Mk1 here, everybody asked me what product did I use. It's the same product I used for doing the inners here, which is this stuff. It's Rust Check High Build Stone Shield. I really like this product. It's definitely what I use. You guys have questions, that's it. Again, no sponsorship whatsoever. Then I went again and used Duplicolor Primer Sealer, which is the primer that's on there. And the real question is I went and found out the actual color code of this car, which is LA5Z. So it's the Stratus Blue Poly. I had this custom mixed for me locally. And so we're gonna give that a shot to see how well it matches. Now you have to remember this car is 1984, so it's got, you know, what is that? Well, nearly 40 years, just shy of 40 years of sun exposure. So there's a possibility that the shades might be a little bit off. But that's part of the reason why I decided to separate at the body line. So hopefully the body line transition will make it kind of blend a little easier. And again, we're gonna do that on both sides. All right, so let's see how well custom paint match in the 2021 matches a 1984 paint. This is gonna be interesting. All right, we got the first dust coat down. I'm actually gonna end the episode here. You guys are gonna have to tune in next Sunday to see the rest of this makeover. This is obviously part 1. Next week will be part 2. When we finish everything off, we get all the interior bits put on, get the suspension set up, get those wheels finished, get the car dialed down, drop down on the ground, and we'll see how this paint turns out. Because after I turn this camera off, I'm gonna finish second and third coats, and hopefully we'll have it looking right. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, highly recommend that you do. I really would appreciate it. Again, I'd really like to know what you guys think about this project car and how things are going so far. I also really like to hear you guys' input on the Sunday episodes. We're a few episodes into the Sunday program now, and I want to know what you guys think. I think this is an awesome opportunity to add some more content to the channel, play with some more things. I know most of it so far has been on this Jetta, but I promise you there's lots more in store for what we're going to do on Sundays. It's not just this car. The reason why we would work on this car so much is just because I love driving it. I want to get it cleaned up. I want to get it on the street where I can have a lot of fun with it, even between episodes. Even if it's not on the channel, I'll be ripping it on my own. But thanks very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Stay tuned till next Sunday when we finish off this car. Otherwise, Wednesday, we'll be back on this. Till next time, guys, take care.